welcome to HITC Sport, and who is excited for the World Cup? Honest to God, it doesn't seem like anyone is. Lads, we're about 10 days out from the tournament and there was more hype for the season finale of The Walking Dead. But listen, since Ireland are going to have the same involvement in that tournament as Kevin Spacey will at the next Oscars, i.e. sitting at home wondering where it all went wrong, why don't I just predict how the rest of you are all going to get on? Cause it works so well for my Premier League predictions. Russia. I wonder how much Russia are probably shitting themselves right now. The poor lads are probably like Kaka on his wedding night. They've had 7.5 years to prepare for this tournament, and lads, you thought Brazil got embarrassed when they were the hosts. Oh lads. Now don't let the bad press about giving Russia the World Cup fool you, alright? Sure, many of their fans will probably be bald-headed behemoths called Igor who don't know how to smile and whose blood levels are probably made up of 80% vodka. Sure, travelling the distances between the stadiums will probably be like taking a bus across Middle Earth, but at least it'll be a nice, warm, inclusive, welcoming tournament. Except for this lot. And these lads. Oh lads, it's going to be a disaster. Still though, I will predict a third place finish for Russia. Hopefully the hooligans will take it well. Saudi Arabia. Russia versus Saudi Arabia in the opening game. Such a mouth-watering curtain raiser, I can barely keep still. It's like coming in from a long, hard day's work, only to find that your wife has made you tofu salad with a side order of disappointment. What am I talking about? I don't even have a wife or a job. I shout into a camera every day. This isn't work. Saudi Arabia are a strange fish. Like, they've gone through more managers in the last year than I've had hot showers. They're onto their third, Juan Antonio Pizzi, the man who failed to qualify Chile for the World Cup. So you know they're in good hands. Don't expect much, lads. They'll probably lose all 3 games before returning home to complain about all the women drivers holding up traffic.
Must be too busy doing their makeup and fixing their hair. Am I right?
It was just banter.
Uruguay. Every World Cup that comes around, Uruguay seems to be the team that everyone just hates. Purely for one man, really. Thankfully, Suarez has stopped confusing human flesh with the KFC snack box and has now learned that he's not a goalkeeper, although would probably still do a better job than Carries. Then again, my 85-year-old auntie would do a better job than him, and she thinks the nurses are poisoning her Weetabix. Uruguay are strong, particularly up front, but it's sort of an old team. I fancy them to win this group at least, but Egypt. Lads, who thought Liverpool relied heavily on Mohammed Salah? Oh, Jesus Christ, I'd say half of Egypt probably took out their Sergio Ramos voodoo dolls and started stabbing him with thumbtacks last week. It's a race against the clock for Salah after he dislocated his shoulder against Madrid, where he was not only forced to watch his goalkeeper act like Jim Carrey on acid, but he was also forced to pose with this absolute clown. Jesus Christ, I'd say Mr. Salt Bay would probably turn up to his wife's funeral with a selfie stick with him. If Salah is fit, they should make it out of the group. Because let's be honest lads, it is not a hard group. Oh, and by the way, Egypt are bringing a 45-year-old goalkeeper to this tournament, a man whose career begun before I was even born. So to all the beer-bellied dads out there, it's not too late. Probably is though. Portugal. I still don't know how Portugal won Euro 2016 when they only won 1 game in 90 minutes. I mean, that's 3 less than Wales. But this is a compact, organised team, and they've only lost 1 in 29 competitive games under Fernando Santos. They'll come second in this group before exiting in the last 16. Iran. This was Iran's main contribution from 4 years ago. I remember because my Facebook feed didn't shut up about them all summer. By contrast, their goalkeeper at the moment might look like a 35-year-old librarian who's never seen a human vagina, but the former homeless man is the king of the clean sheets. This team is a tough nut to crack. They conceded just 2 goals in qualifying. That is outstanding. I mean, they only scored 10, so they are boring as sin to watch, but they'll finish bottom of this group, but they won't get embarrassed. That's the main thing. By the way, for all you 13-year-olds out there hoping to look for some wicked hot footy fans, don't bother with this country. Not because all the Iranian women look like they should live under a bridge and have enough armpit hair to weave a school jumper. They don't, alright? They don't. It's more to do with the fact that, the government won't let the women attend the football games. And when they do go, they have to dress up like this, which honest to God just looks like the creepiest boy band I've ever seen. And yes, I've heard of the Vamps. Unfortunately. Morocco. This is Morocco's first World Cup since 1998. Look, it's a tough group for them. Third, I'd say. Spain.
Nunca olvidemos lo que pudimos sentir. Aquel camino a la victoria fue vivir. Vamos España, alza tu voz, grita con fuerza, grita ese gol.
Jesus Christ, that sounds like a Factor's winner single. Stick to assassinating Egyptian Sergio, there's a good lad. Don't know who his friend is, but he looks like a cross between Matt Cardle and Wolverine. Spain have recovered from the disaster of 2014. They have a nice blend of youth, experience, strength and depth. I'm gonna say winners. The whole thing. I mean, with a song like that, they've won already, so. France. France's options at this World Cup are ridiculous. When you can leave Lacazette, Martial, Coman at home. Like, give us one of those, and here's us desperately pinning our hopes on West Ham's 19-year-old centre-back. But here's the thing, France are wildly inconsistent, and I don't think they're a cohesive unit. Semis at best. Like, they'll win this group, but semis at best. Denmark. Oh, it's just a collection of all the countries who've ever f***ed us over in a neat little group. How lovely. How great for everyone. Can't wait to watch this group. Might just make myself a nice bowl of popcorn and cry myself to sleep afterwards. That's fine, I do that most evenings anyway. But here's the thing, like this Bednar is injured and he won't be there anymore, so we might as well just cancel the competition. I mean, what's the point in life, really? They'll finish third. Australia. In comparison to the Australia teams in the past, this one isn't great. Sorry lads, but there's not much quality. I mean, in 2006, their best players were punching corner flags and munching on KFC cheeseburgers in Europe and the top half of the Premier League. Now their best player is at Huddersfield Town, clinging onto his Premier League status by his pubic hairs. Sorry lads, but you're finishing bottom of this group. Peru. Alright. Luckily for Peru, Paulo Guerrero is able to play after getting his 1-year drug ban reduced.
Oh, I was just drinking cocaine in my tea, officer, I swears it. I wasn't in the toilet of a Peruvian nightclub snorting off a fat bird's arse.
So luckily his tea excuse was upheld and believed somehow, and the country's top scorer will be there. I think Peru could be dark horse. They could be this year's Costa Rica. Argentina. Look, Argentina are blessed in attack, to the point where they can leave Mauro Icardi at home, a man who's just scored 29 goals, but still they stuttered their arse through qualifying. They scored 19 goals in 18 games. Only Bolivia scored fewer than that. Quarters at best. Iceland. If you were born in Iceland 20 years ago and happen to have male testosterone and 2 working feet, there's about 20% chance you'll be playing in a World Cup this summer. Their manager was a dentist up until 2 years ago. From spending your afternoons with your hand halfway down some old fella's throat, asking him if he's ever heard of a toothbrush, to masterminding the downfall of Lionel Messi, they could get a surprise result here and there. I'm going to go for third. Nigeria. I have never seen such hype surrounding a jersey. This thing sold out in 15 minutes. Like, am I missing something? I don't get it. Clearly I'm not one to be offering fashion advice, but this jersey looks like it's just being spat up on by a litre of toothpaste. I think people only like it because it's different. It's kind of like when you suddenly get that female teacher in school, and suddenly everyone thought she was the second coming of Jessica Alba. No, she's a middle-aged woman who probably lives at home with her cat, swiping through Tinder until she gets finger cramp. Weird kids aside, Nigeria don't really have too much to get excited about. Odion Ighalo up front. I thought football had very clearly said no to him about 2 years ago. What is he doing at a World Cup? Sorry lads, fourth in the group. Croatia. I look at Croatia's starting 11. Modric, Perisic, Mandzukic, Rakitic, even Kramaric. It's good. It's really talented. They will pose problems. They'll get out of the group second, and who knows, they might even shock France. Brazil. Tite has completely revolutionized that country. They could put out their B team and it would breeze to the top of this group. Finalists? Maybe, I don't know, but they will go pretty far. Costa Rica. Remember Costa Rica from 4 years ago? They topped a World Cup group with 3 former winners in it. They were a penalty shootout away from a World Cup semi-final. I don't think we appreciated how incredible that actually was. It's largely the same team 4 years later, just 4 years older due to the ravages of time. But they'll finish third. Serbia. Yep, another team who are the reason why I'm stuck in a stuffy room for the summer instead of out in Russia cheering on my country. God, I hate you, Kolarov. They are a decent team though. Some good players in there like Sergio Milinkovic-Savic, who, yeah, he sounds like 3 players taped together, but he's an up-and-coming midfielder linked with half of Europe. Look out for him, he's good. I'm predicting a last 16 appearance for Serbia, but no further. Switzerland. Switzerland, I still have not forgiven you for the 2006 last 16 game against Ukraine, where I sat through 120 minutes of the most mind-numbingly boring football known to man. I gave you 2 hours of my teenage life and I
want them back.
I don't need waste them having a wank anyway. But yes, aside from that game being about as entertaining as an Adam Sandler box set, Switzerland have done alright in World Cups. I mean, they got to the last 16 4 years ago. They won't now though, and I know at least 6 counties who are wishing them nothing but a violent exit. World Cup handball. Jeez, I wonder how that feels. Germany. When you can leave Mario Götze and Leroy Sané at home, you just have too many good players. Götze, fair enough, he's had a fairly poor season, but Sané, apparently he was axed because the PFA Young Player of the Year said no to playing a qualifier because he wanted to go have a nose job. Sorry, didn't quite catch that. Leroy Sané or Paris Hilton? I mean, get your priorities right, lad. As for Germany, they are huge favourites. They won't win it. They won't. I mean, who wins World Cups back to back? Also, is making Manuel Neuer your captain and automatic number 1 a wise choice? Considering he's being injured all season, like, he's gonna be rusty. Mexico. Look, Mexico will do what they always do. Get to the last 16 and then wave goodbye. Sweden. No Zlatan, no party. Bottom of the group. Next. That's not a Nazi salute, by the way. Wall Street Journal, you stay the f away. South Korea. It might be in Spurs' best interest that South Korea get to the semi-finals. Because if they do, then Son Heung-min is going to be exempt from spending 21 minutes in the military. If not, and let's face it, they won't, then he could be picking up an air rifle and heading off to the Korean border. I bet an afternoon of trying to get Musa Sissoko to control the ball doesn't sound so bad now. Belgium. Now or never for Belgium, golden generation. If they had a top-class manager, yeah, I would be predicting big things for them. Roberto Martinez is a spoofer. For God's sake, he still thinks Adnan Januzaj is worth a damn, so clearly he thinks it's 4 years ago. He also admitted Raja Nainggolan, who, despite looking like someone on death row in a Peruvian prison, is a top midfield general. Quarter-final exit for Belgium. Panama. I hope Panama do something exciting in this tournament. I really do. I mean, the fact that they're even at this tournament, considering they have 323 million people less than the US, is quite frankly hilarious. It's their first ever World Cup, lads, just go out and enjoy it. You'll know how I'm being nice to them in this video, because apparently we have Panamanians watching this channel. That's how you know who's watching. Slag some obscure country off in the video and then they'll all come crawling out of the woodwork. Greenland are shit. Tunisia, I see them frustrating England, but they won't beat anyone. You can mark my words on that. Like, I'll come back and do a reaction to this, and I'm 100% certain that they won't have beaten anyone. England. Do England have a chance? Yeah, they have a chance in the same way I have a chance of getting a date with Megan Fox after I finish doing this video. They have a chance in the same way Saido Berahino does in returning to a football pitch without all the poison grace of a dead hippo. Like, there's always a chance, but Gareth Southgate, England penalties, Jordan Henderson, like, there is no reason why anyone should trust the England team to do anything at this tournament. Believe in youth, believe in youth. Weren't you believing in youth 2 years ago and then you lost to a bunch of fishermen and amateur pilots? Quarterfinals at best before Raheem Sterling goes off to rob a few banks. I mean, I think that's what the media are trying to get at anyway. Clowns. Colombia. This is a group full of teams who probably won't do much at this World Cup, but still, Colombia have James Rodriguez and Falcao in their team. It'll top this group. I don't think they'll do as well as 2014 though. Last 16 exit, I think. Japan won't do much. It's an average enough team. I mean, Honda and Kagawa aren't what they used to be. Bottom of the group, sorry lads, Poland. Robert Lewandowski is on the move this summer, probably. Unsurprisingly, the whole team is geared towards supplying him with goals, supplied by the likes of Krasicki and Blaszczykowski. Funny thing about Blaszczykowski, he used to play for Dortmund. They'll come third in this group, I think. Senegal. A valiant last 16 exit, I think. So there we have it. Those are my World Cup predictions. What do you think? Just like my Premier League ones, have I made a complete hash of it? And in 6 weeks, am I going to be coming back and wondering why on earth I even made the shambles of a video? But yeah, just to be clear, I think Spain will win the tournament. That's who my money is on. I mean, not actual money. I mean, I can barely afford dinner, but you get my point. Anyway, let me know what you think, lads. But also, I'll be smashing out the World Cup videos now over the next few weeks. It's gonna be a busy month, so definitely subscribe if you want to see more of that and share them. Get these videos out there. Oh, don't forget to give it a like if you enjoyed the video, and I think that's it. As always, we'll talk to you in a while.